Hello, world builders. Drax Fantastic here. I want to take a look at this this wonderful game that I've actually owned forever, called the Universim. The Universim, like the universe, but it's a simulator. Do you get it? Do you get the name? This came, I don't know, years and years and years ago. This came across something I was reading, and it sounded, I love these God games. I loved them when I was younger. And it sounded like something like right up my alley. And I downloaded it, and it was very early on. And it was one of those games that I paid, a price for. We've all done this. And then you play it for 10 minutes and you're like, oh no, it's got a long way to go. Well, the long way is finally here, many, many years later, and worth the wait, to tell you the truth. So I think I've revisited it one other time in the past, and I actually had forgotten all about it. And just recently, they were like, we're going to release the full version soon, and it just released this week. I think that it's got a little bit, you can feel the datedness of it a little bit, and there's some nostalgia there, and I enjoy that. I have very few criticisms of this game. I had so much fun. I've played it a couple of times. I've got a small amount of time, but I wanted to do just like a very quick let's play to show you like the start, the setup, the cinematics, sort of how you get into the game, and then let you decide on whether this is something you should add to your wish list or buy immediately. But let's take a look. So let's say new game, and then we've only got the choice to do default. Look at the cool planet. And then there's a pumpkin down here. I think you can change it to like Halloween world. Good stuff. And then you've got nugget traits, which they're unlocked the more you play it. So I'm going to leave it as standard. I'm going to leave everything as standard. You can see over here, you've got natural disasters. You can turn them on and off, wild animal attacks. So you can make it easier to play or even harder if you want as you go along. I would recommend playing with the tutorial. I think it's very helpful to get an understanding of what it is. Plus the voice acting is great. Let's hear it. So I'll turn it on. Say start new life. Absolutely beautiful graphics, and the sound editing and design. Amazeballs.
Wake up, creator. This is the beginning of your story. It starts with nothing but an infinite void. However, you, with a single touch, can awaken the light.
Fun, huh?
And so the universe sprang.
I'm going to skip this part and let you watch it on your own because it's beautiful, and it's part of what makes the game so unique, I think, is that it's sort of like a movie in the beginning there. So watch that part. I'm just going to skip past it. Hey, here it is. The how do you work things. So say I'm on it. And if we drag, you'll see the little check marks coming off there as I do what it wants me to do. Move around holding left shift. All right, sweet. It's saying we need to press the epicenter, which is sort of like the center of town. And we can say I'm on it. Here, you can see the controls are incredibly smooth, and you've got all different angles. I think my only concern is Drax likes to get in real close, and it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah. And so you can zoom all the way out. Look at the big planet we're on. You can go all the way around. You can see this day-night cycles. Isn't it just so cool? I don't know of a lot of games where you can seamlessly come in and out and go all over the planet. It's pretty awesome. It has a little bit of an Astroneer feel to it. Here's a little point of interest. So I want to live near the water, and I want to live somewhere with a bunch of trees, I think. So I'm probably going to go right here. And this is unscientific. Yes.
Take a look at your new.
And what I do love about this is that it pauses the voiceover when you go to a screen like this. So now it's telling you, hey, here's the next step. And so I think that this is a very good tutorial because I think intuitively as gamers, we'd figure it out, but it really does help you get through like the initial stages. And I think I got some hours in and I was like, okay, I don't think I need the tutorial anymore. All right, so open the research window, add primitive tools, add water wheel, add water flow study, and close the research panel. I'm on it.
Subjects. They're called nuggets. largely because of their body's apparent inability to keep itself in one piece. Adahi and Elu, the architects of their species. They are the founders of everything that nuggets will ever know or achieve.
All right, and so you don't really assign them to do anything. The nuggets are just living in your god. So I think there's a little bit, especially in the beginning, especially if you're coming from some kind of city builder where you're in control of every single thing. You're simply guiding what's happening. We're going to build some buildings and we're going to do some fun stuff, but like there's a little bit of like in the very beginning of this game I was like, this is boring. What am I doing? But as it grows and gets more intense, it's quite nice. And I think it's a great chill game, and I think it's, if you're a streamer, it has Twitch integration, and I think it's a great stream game because you can be talking and watching and following along. And so it's got that RimWorld feel too, where you're just sort of like, you're the guy on top and shit's getting done down below, right? All right, I just paused it. Maybe this is a good time to go over the basic, like the menu and the controls. Pretty straightforward. My only thing is I've tried to make the UI bigger, and I swear all these games are designed by 20-year-olds who have perfect eyesight. And I love you, but remember, someday you'll be my age and squinting at the screen. Up here we have, these are your God points, how many people are following you, if they're happy or not. In the middle, you've got your basic day and night, pause, and you can take a picture, the temperature, and there's some more stuff that can be added as we research. Up in the top right, this is like, how do you get back to your home? This is to change planet filters, and then you've got the building list. Down here, you've got some atmospheric stuff that comes in later. This is like achievements unlocked. These are resource statistics, and then you can look at like the history. So this is more down the bottom right is more information. We're not going to really dive into that today. And then we've got some quick information down here at the bottom telling us, the basics like food, water, the materials we're sitting on, and then creator powers, which we'll get into in a minute. This is our construction menu, and then this is the giant research thing that's like, hey, Drax, press here. Now, the first time I opened this research panel, I was like, what in the F is going on? I don't remember it being like this, but I think what you need to remember, and it's not as daunting as some we've seen, because it actually makes sense. If you go down here at the bottom, you can click and you start in the Stone Age, and it progresses to the right to the Space Age, right? So it's really, don't let it overwhelm you. It's very, very simple. You're going to start on this end and you're going to end all the way down on the right. So it's saying, hey, we need to do primitive tools, and there's a nice research queue here, right? So that's helpful. And then it wants us to do water wheel, and then water study, and then it wants us to close the research panel. And so we can add the research queue, which I think is great. So you're not constantly coming in here. You set 5 of them up, it researches them out, and then you come back. All right, and then we're going to close the research panel, and I've had it paused, and it's telling me now, hey, here's how you increase the game speed. Right? And I was running the game at about just the 1 click up. Primitive tools, research complete. All right, and so as these progress, we should start seeing things unlock under the building menu. And I'm going to let you can see them, they're beginning to, like, as they walk, they'll form little roads. Look at this, cutting down trees. They're just doing this all on their own. So like I was saying, like in the beginning, it's like a little like, what is going on? What am I actually supposed to do here? But I'm telling you, stick with it because it's amazing. Look, it's raining over there. All right, I sped up the time. All right, key buildings you'll need to construct by nuggets to begin the process. A construction menu button located next to the research button. Suggested buildings. A reservoir is very useful to provide nuggets easy access to drinkable water. This water thing needs to happen because if they drink from the pond, they'll get sick. I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to slow it back down again. He's going to finish talking. And you can see they're building something. And so you don't build houses. They build their own houses and they put them wherever they want. And it's a little chaotic, but like, that's how it works. So now it's saying, hey, go to the build menu, and you can see it. It was blinking white right here. This is very helpful to let you know new things have come in. And then you can see it's blinking white under the water saying, hey, Drax, there's something new to build here. Very helpful. And then you're going to see the little eye, boom. And now it's going to say, hey, here's a water pump. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. So we're going to place this next to water. I know, surprising. And then Drax always hitting the escape button to try to get out of menus. Now it's saying, okay, it's ready to go, ready to be built. And they're going to start coming over and building it, probably after they're done here. If I hit prioritize, they will go there first. I screwed it up again by not, like, if you don't do exactly what this does, I don't know that it'll move on. Reopen tutorial. So if we say, we can hit cancel and say yes. And then we can come back here, water, boom. And then we can move it around. See, like it told us to. It was like, Drax, do what I told you to do. And you can put it back. Hey, we learned something new. I think I did the exact same thing the last time. All right, let's speed them up. And you can see they're pulling logs and they're pulling stones to build a residential. Now they're constructing. And this will be the first step of us expanding our colony. And you can see the other nugget has gone off and has started to fill in the water pump with materials. And we just unlocked another thing. The research is now like this, it'll spin at you. And once in a while, the dude will come up and be like, hey, you don't have any research. Do you not care about the future? Like he says fun stuff like that. So it kind of reminds you in a like not so subtle way, like do it. All right. So this is creator powers are your way to interact with the world, right? And I think this is like God games of old. This is such a really cool thing. And it takes a little bit of getting used to. I totally messed it up the first time and like blew all my creator points right in the beginning. So it's sort of in the top left corner, you can see there's creator points. So to use the creator powers in the game, you can click on the creator powers menu or you can hit the middle mouse button. I'm always hitting the middle mouse button by accident. So the creator powers are always coming up and like reminding me. Open the creator power menu, select the Cupid, hold down the left control button, drag to the other one. All right, so say I'm on it. So you can open it either way. You can either mouse click in the middle or you can click down here. I'm going to do it in the middle. And it's saying find the love, right? So we're going to do this. Click. And now we're going to hopefully click on one. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Drag, stop. I'm going to So control and control. So I've basically told these two people that they need to fall in love.
What are you staring at?
Every time you're anywhere near one of these bungalows where lovemakings happen, he's always got some comment. It's fantastic. All right, so they're going to produce some more nuggets for us.
Oh, would you look at that? A little baby nugget. Aren't they adorable when they're young?
Aren't they adorable when they're young?
Attached, though, they're still...
All right, and so you'll get these ones too where there's like messages popping up and it's like, hey, you got to deal with me. And these are like quests that give you discovery points, which is good for research. So, right, it's saying, hey, if you do this, you'll gain a believer, which means the believers equal more points so you can do more fun things. Help name the newborn. So I'm going to say accept. And you can see that it was popping up here too. There's a little thing.
Be old enough to have an opinion and make questionable life decisions. Let's see how much you like them then.
All right, and so I'm going to pause so I can grab a hold of them. So now we can rename the kid to whatever we want it to be, right? The name is Stick. I'm going to name it Drax Jr. And you can name it whatever you want, right? And then we can click on this one and we can name it, click Drax the Third. All right, perfect. And now we can see we've named the newborns. We can click back in, check mark. We received 1 new follower and 15 discovery points. And here's the discovery points down there. So I highly recommend when you get the chance to do the quests, when the quests come up, do them. They're really, really worth it. All right. So it's saying we have something new now. And this is a reservoir, and reservoirs supply water for the essential hydration. It's going to show you here saying, hey, certain buildings have area of effects. For example, engineers will repair buildings within the area of effect of an engineer hut and defense towers, so forth and so on. So we'll say okay. And so we want to replace this somewhere where we can get the most coverage. And this is tough in the beginning because you're like, where are they going to settle? But I think like this probably makes sense. So we'll put it there. And let me show you the other cool thing about powers. So you can use Telekinesis. So we can click on that. And then we can come and we can pick up stuff. Maybe. Maybe it needs to be unpaused. We can pick up stuff.
We're doing this again, are we?
And then we can throw it into the thing and you can see it added 3 rocks. And we can do the same with trees, but you can see it's taken 5 creator points every time. But this will speed up the process of the build. And so if you're looking to help them out, then it's something that can really help to like speed up the process. It also like sometimes when you do something really amazing like that, like it'll be like they saw what you did and you got another follower. So telekinesis, and then when I hit the control button, you can see that it's telling me which one is activated down there. Learning about buildings, you can use the question mark on the buildings panel to learn the features and the effects of the buildings. Helpful, helpful. You can see this little down here, the little star is spinning in the bottom right. This is just showing us our unlocks, what we've done. It's pretty much the story, if you will. And like I was saying, you can change this to be different things. And when you click and then you hold down control, you can make sure that you're on it. A couple times I activated the wrong one and took points out. So just be real wary of this is what I'm saying. All right. It's saying we've unlocked something else, but nothing new to build. Nothing new to build. All right. Now they're working on this and we could continue to help them by...
You're looking a little weak, creator.
Yeah. I got 44 points. I'm living the life here. All right. So all I'm doing is speeding up the process, honestly. Just by, instead of like them having to harvest it, I'm doing it for them, sort of. All right. And you can see output here. And if you hover down here, water dowsing research complete. Sweet. Reservoirs store excess water generated by water pumps for later use, as well as converting some of this stored water into clean drinking water. When supplied insufficient or completely offline, such as the pumps freeze in winter, reservoirs will keep the... Yeah, so you need...
It is reporting an ailment of explosive nature. It has something to do with drinking dirty lake water.
Oh, gosh.
Right for not using a well.
All right, so you can see here's a heal nugget. We'll get 25 discovery points. We're going to say accept.
Heal
and then
the nugget, creator. I can't bear to watch someone be sick. It makes my insides turn.
Oh.
Out of worry, of course.
We're going to hit rejuvenate, and then we're going to come down here and maybe rejuvenate them. Yay! All right, and then if we click here again, you can see we've done it, and we're getting 25 more discovery points, so up to 40. And then this thing was spinning. The research was spinning again, so it's time to pick some more. I'm going to pick fire. I don't know. We need these two. And primitive cooking, because we're going to have stuff start to break, and so we're going to need engineers. And it's a pretty slow start, so it's not something you need to like, oh no, if I don't have this, everyone's going to die. Like the chance of everyone dying is pretty low. Like the research is moving at a good pace. You can definitely help out if you need to. You can heal people if you need to. You can pick up things and move people. You can pick up people and move people around. And so like, it's a nice gradual start, and it does get harder, trust me. Especially when you run out of water because everything's frozen.
Nuggets finished another research item, creator.
Fire!
What does this one do?
Fire! No new buildings to build on the fire front. And now you can see the water is flowing in. Really cool graphic. And down here we can see produced, consumed, and then change how much is stored. And the stored one is key because we need to store enough for when the winter comes that they can all drink water while the water wheel's frozen. So you're going to build a few of these, and you're going to strategically put them throughout. All right, and the beauty is that like they just keep working, right? Like you're not. I was a little put off by this in the first part, but I kind of like it, right? It's just sort of, they're doing their thing and you're sort of guiding them along. But for the most part, like the nuggets are in control. The nuggets are in control. All right, so we can speed up again and we're just waiting for toolkits. We can build engineering buildings, and the engineering buildings help to repair. And it's another area of effect building. You'll see. All right, research complete. Toolkit, and you can see we got a little blinking light down here next to the construction menu. And then if we click here, get the first of this set of buildings. Engineer diligently mends structures within the radius.
One day, when you're older, I'll explain how nugget babies are made. Let's hope that nuggets don't overreact to the falling leaves this year.
All right, so you can see this has got a pretty big area of construction here. So I'm going to want to put this somewhere pretty... there's already built another house here. So maybe we put it right here. I'm twirling it around a little bit. And then maybe we pull... Oops, you can see I'm on the wrong... Oops, I just blew through some rejuvenation points there. I did what I said I was not going to do. Make sure you're on the right one before you start trying to pull trees, right? And if we do this, we can put it in there. And then there, we can see we're adding trees to it. Maybe a couple of rocks to speed it up. I find this part just incredibly amusing and fun. I'm always sad when I'm like low on points and I can't keep like throwing stuff in here. All right. Yeah, you can see it significantly increases the speed. Oh, they're building the temple. All right. The above building will indicate that a building requires workers. All right. And I saw this indication the first time. I read this and I saw this indication the first time. I was like, oh, they're having babies over there. I don't know what I thought, like, oh, it's like a child center or something. I don't know what I was thinking. So when you see this, you got to assign workers. So assign one of your nuggets to a vacant building. You can say, I'm on it. Click. And then this is pretty simple. Here's the list of people. And we can put, we'll put this dude in there.
Let's hope that nugget doesn't burn the building to the ground.
All right. And now you can see the building status. It's telling you here on the top right. But you can see how many followers. If we add more people working, it'll speed it up. So the temple's just converting people to your religion. And I love it's got a big like churner, right? It's churning people to my religion, to Draxism. All right, so you saw how quickly that was by me adding all of those things. You can see here we're going to need some nuggets to be repair people. And you can see, hey, look, this one's already got another job. So we're going to give them this one instead. And then now they'll start repairing. If a building needs repair, it'll have a little repair icon above it. And mostly we'll see that when we grow bigger and we are outside the sphere of this engineering building. I can't stress enough, like, make sure you place these buildings with areas of effect. Try to get them in a place that's centrally located. The first couple times I built things, they weren't necessarily where they should have been. But that's sort of like there's a learning curve in that. You can always destroy them and rebuild them. All right, so now we're going to have a fishing hut up next. So it's a nice progression, and I think in the beginning, the speed of the progression is just right. It may feel a little slow and like what's going on, but I think it gives you enough time to sort of get a sense and a feeling for how the game plays. All right, so here we go. It looks like we have a new building here unlocking. Fishing pier. Catch fish and turn them into raw food. All right, that sounds like fun. We'll put it down here on the water and put it there. And then I'm going to pull some trees to speed up the process. And it just needs to, you need to have the little green aura on there to get it in. You can't just, you could just throw it on the ground. You can throw it, you can throw stuff at people. You're like, we can throw it at these animals over here. Oh, see, like that, I missed. All right. More than enough rocks. They're delivering the wood. Should be pretty quick on that front too. And then next is cooking. And that's going to give us like a kitchen area where people can come and get food. All right, you can see now that the winter is here and that they won't be able to fish and they also won't be able to pull water. But we've got a full store of water, so we should make it through the winter without anyone losing their mind. Now you can see the research panel here is ready to go again, and we can pick more. We can say, hey, cooking utensils. We can say storage areas. We can get some healing going on. Come back out. We've got one more building now that's up. Click here. It's an eatery, or as I like to call it, a restaurant. And this one doesn't have an area of effect, but I think like to have it somewhat centrally located is helpful.
Rough when having a snowball fight with nuggets.
And we'll put that there. All right, as the sun comes up on this wintry, wintry day, I hope that this has given you a little bit of insight into the game and maybe some pointers on what to avoid so you don't make the same mistakes Drax has made. I really enjoy this game. I think you would too. Add it to your wish list or pick it up. It's out now in its full version. I love it. I think you'll love it too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.